Today we're talking about a growing issue that affects our digital lives, AI that is designed not to help, but to deceive. Our goal here is simple, to help you stay aware, stay calm, and stay safe. So let's get started.
You know, most of us see artificial intelligence as a kind of digital guardian. It's the silent protector that's working in the background, right? It filters spam out of our inbox, it flags weird charges on our credit cards, and it's a key part of our antivirus software. We've come to really trust it to keep us safe.
And this is the central question we're going to explore. Now, this isn't about creating fear. It's about building understanding. Because when we know how these systems can be manipulated, we can get a lot better at preparing for and protecting ourselves against the risks.
We'll break all this down into 5 simple parts. First, we'll look at the other side of AI. Then, we'll dive into exactly how it's taught to deceive. After that, we'll cover the real-world risks, what's being done to build smarter defenses, and finally, why your own awareness is probably the best protection you have. So let's start with a little shift in perspective. While most AI systems are built to defend us, some are now being designed specifically for attack. And this can turn AI from a shield into a tool for data exploitation. This field actually has a specific name, Adversarial Machine Learning, or AML for short. To put it simply, it's the science of teaching one AI how to fool another one. And the goal is usually to get around our digital defenses to access our private information. Okay, so how does an AI actually learn to be deceptive? Well, there are several common methods used to trick these systems. We're going to take a look at 5 of the main tactics. Let's walk through these 5 tactics one by one. First up, we've got adversarial examples. This is like adding a tiny bit of digital noise to an image. It's totally invisible to our eyes, but it can completely fool a facial recognition system. Next is model evasion. This is where a malicious AI basically studies a spam filter until it learns exactly how to write an email that will just slip right through. Third, there's data poisoning. This involves deliberately feeding an AI bad information while it's in its training phase, kind of corrupting it from the inside so it makes the wrong calls later on. Fourth is model inversion. This is a technique that's used to pretty much reverse engineer an AI, forcing it to reveal the private sensitive data that it was trained on. And finally, number 5 is membership inference. This attack tries to figure out if your specific data was part of the set used to train an AI model, even if that data was supposed to be completely anonymous.
All right, so these technical concepts can have a direct impact on our lives. Let's connect the dots and talk about the privacy risks we might face every day.
We're already seeing this happen. You know, malicious emails that are designed with these techniques can get right past our spam filters. And in the world of advertising, some companies use similar methods to design content that can sneak past the AI-powered ad blockers we rely on.
But the risks do go deeper. Malware can be designed to avoid being detected by our antivirus software. And another real concern is that these techniques can be used to defeat privacy tools, taking data that's supposed to be anonymous and making it identifiable again.
What's really important to get is that these attacks are often invisible to us. Our data can be re-identified even after we thought it was anonymized. Financial systems can be tricked into approving fraudulent transactions, and businesses can even use these methods to try and steal trade secrets from their competitors.
Now, it's not all bad news, not at all. This is an ongoing chess game between attackers and defenders. For every new attack method that pops up, you can bet researchers are already working on a new defense. So let's look at how we're building smarter, more resilient AI. And you can see that dynamic right here. To fight something like data poisoning, developers will use regular security audits to find any weak spots. To counter model inversion, they can use a technique called differential privacy, which adds a little bit of random noise to the data to protect individual identities. And to stop model evasion, we can use something called robust training, which basically means intentionally training our AI on the same deceptive examples it might face in the real world.
And there are a couple of other key strategies emerging too. One is explainable AI, which helps us understand the logic behind an AI's decision. That makes it way easier to spot when it's been tampered with. And just as important, for those really critical decisions, we have human oversight. It's all about combining AI with human judgment to make sure we're not just blindly trusting an algorithm that could have been compromised. This brings us to the final, and I think the most important part. You see, technology can only do so much. The strongest defense often starts with us and with our own awareness.
This quote really gets to the heart of the matter. We can't just be reactive. The future of our digital privacy really depends on our ability to think ahead, to anticipate how these tools might be used against us. So the goal today wasn't to make you fear technology, but to arm you with knowledge. Just understanding that these threats exist is the first and most critical step toward protecting yourself. Informed caution is always, always better than unaware trust.
If you stay alert, you stay safe. Thank you for watching, stay aware, and please share this information with your family.